Hi! This video is going to be a little different than the previous videos. This is going to be confessions with an artist. I have a few confessions I'd like to make. Things that maybe you haven't heard from an artist before, or maybe you've thought these things as an artist, but you haven't been brave enough to share. Today we're just going to talk about some stuff. I don't want any artist to ever feel alone in their journey. And so hopefully me sharing these things will make you feel more at home here on my channel, either as an artist or as someone who appreciates the arts. So my first confession, so to speak, just because I have shown you oil paint so much does not mean it's my favorite medium. I would say my favorite mediums kind of depend on my mood, and also kind of depends on my ability in them. I would argue that sometimes mediums that I have used for the longest, so using graphite pencil or watercolor, I would say they're mediums that are easier for me, so I could say that those are my favorite. But at the same time, I feel like it's not fair to say it's my favorite because, you know, I don't know all of the mediums yet, and I'm still practicing oil painting or mixed media, which I will say mixed media has become one of my favorites. I can do so much with it, and there's a lot more fluidity in texture, pattern, and composition, honestly. So I would say mixed media has become one of my favorites, but I wouldn't say that I have one true favorite. That's confession number one. And it's not very juicy, but just because an artist shows you one side of their skills doesn't mean it's their favorite. And again, oil is one of my favorites, but I wouldn't say it's my absolute favorite because that kind of negates all of the other materials and mediums that I use. I do love all of the mediums. I love exploring and experimenting and learning new styles of art, trying to be more experimental with my oil paintings or my mixed media paintings or even my graphite drawings, you know. So confession number two, I would say that it's basically I don't always feel that creative spirit, that creative drive. So I don't always want to create. Just because I'm an artist doesn't mean I'm always drawing and painting. There are times where I'm constantly drawing and painting and drawing and painting, but there are also gap times where I do nothing. And I often put myself down in that and think that I'm being lazy or a bad artist even for not creating constantly. But sometimes we need those breaks, those spaces for our minds to prepare for the next creative venture. And I feel like we pretend that we're so creative and we're so busy making art, but sometimes we really do just need to take a break and rethink everything, or just give our brains a break, because creativity is still using our brains. It may not be, solving any problems in the universe. It may not be math problems. It may not be something that others may deem important, but it's still a use of our brains, and we need to take a break. And sometimes it's very emotional too, especially from an artist that tends to use my emotions in my work. Sometimes I need a break. I need a break from my emotions, a break from my emotional work. And sometimes when we give ourselves those spaces, right, those breaks from creating, we suddenly have a new idea. We suddenly have reignited passion for our art. And so then we just start making and creating, and we're so ready for the new chapter of our creative path and journey. So I think it's so important to take a minute and take a rest, because it prepares us for the next path, the next step in our journey. So I want you to give yourself, I mean, I say it's a confession, right? The reason why I'm saying it's a confession is that I've let myself feel so guilty for taking breaks and taking rests, and we're not all just sitting around creating all the time. And I think that's the illusion that a lot of social media presents, is that artists are always creating. And some artists and creatives don't pretend. They make jokes about it, but there is a deep, resounding fear of actually taking a break, because we feel like we're going to lose it. We're going to lose whatever that creative thing is that we're holding on to so dearly to prepare us for the next project, so that we don't rest and don't let ourselves take a minute and breathe, and which allows our brains to come up with the next project or give us enough bandwidth to finish a project. And I think sometimes that's why I can't finish a project, is because I never let myself take a break. This confession is a little weird, and it's kind of an awkward secret, but art is my therapy right now, and it kind of always has been. I've noticed that art has continued to be my own version of therapy that I can do for myself, my own version of coping with reality, because I realize that it's my way of expressing how I see the world. And I feel like it's my language, and it's how I try to share with the world how I'm thinking or how I'm feeling, because I'm not great with my words. And so my art has become my form of language and therapy at the same time. And do I recommend it for everyone to use art as therapy? No, definitely go to a therapist. I've noticed it's helped me keep my sanity even the darkest times when I wasn't able to go to therapy. Even before I knew what therapy was, art was my way of dealing with reality. It's kind of depressing, but at the same time, it's nice to know that there is something in my life that has been consistent. It's become a source of peace and sanity and things that couldn't before. And I wouldn't say it's changed me per se, but it's helped me express myself in a way that words can't. Because my brain works a little too fast to talk sometimes, especially when I'm excited about something. And so art has kind of been my way to do that. And the final confession, I guess, basically, I feel like art has kind of lost its spark for a lot of artists because of social media. And for me, I have learned that art has lost a lot of its meaning and purpose because of social media, specifically shorts and TikToks and Instagram, especially Instagram. Artists don't end up making art for themselves anymore. They make it for you. Because Instagram used to be just sharing your progress and, oh, I did this today, I'm working on this today. And now it's a game. And we're fighting the algorithm, we're fighting nasty comments. A lot of people have lost interest in creating art, I feel like, because of it, because we feel like we have to share on social media, because that's what social media has incited in us. Oh, you've created that? You have to share it. Or that, oh, I have to share. Now it's become, we've put up the pressure on ourselves. It's not even people being like, oh, you should share with others. Now it's, I've got to share with people. Then we start just falling apart because someone doesn't see our art the way that we want them to see it, and therefore we just spiral out of control. We're depressed, we're sad, we don't want to make art anymore. And I hope that social media hasn't been the cause of people stopping creating, because I wouldn't be surprised if it definitely has. Especially, we tend to compare ourselves to so many other people, especially those professional artists on Instagram who make us all feel like crap because they've become these really professional artists and they have these professional videographers and they do professional style videos, when we're all just a bunch of amateurs just trying to get a few views so that maybe we can get a few extra cents to buy more materials. I know I'm not the only one who feels like it's not fun to share anymore. I know I can't be. Because we've all been through this. We're all going through this. With the shift of everything, it's all about that game. It's about fighting the algorithm or working with the algorithm or just becoming somebody. Because we don't know what to do, what else to do with our art. And we do want to share because it is our expression, but when we're making it for other people, we're making it for the views or the algorithm, it feels demoralizing. It feels like the meaning of art is gone, and it's depressing. It's sad. And YouTube is different, I think, in a lot of ways, especially the longer form videos. But when it's those short little tiny clips of just all of the hard work that I've put into this, right? Things because I just want to focus and lock in and just do my work and then show you the aftermath because that's how I work. When I went to school and when I did my best work, it wasn't in front of a camera. It was just me, my music, and my art. But maybe someday I'll get used to it, and maybe someday I'll get more adjusted to this whole concept of videotaping for people. But it's hard, and I know I can't be the only one. So I hope this video hasn't been too depressing. It sounds a little depressing, but I promise you, I'm a very weird person, very, very awkward and silly. So if you like that stuff more, maybe watch some of my other videos, and I'm going to try to bring a little bit more of myself into these videos. But you know what? I have a serious side too. So I wanted to share that side of me, and then I'm also going to share with you my crazy and wild side. Yay! I want to show you what I would want to see, which is my weird, goofy side, and you're going to get to know me a little bit better. And also, I don't talk very well, so if it's very awkward and I say something weird or I say the wrong word or I mix the words up so that they don't make sense, that is because I'm very bad at talking, and this is why I paint and I draw, because I can't talk. At least not very well. I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you enjoy the rest of the videos. Please come back. I promise you, not all of them are going to be depressing. Some of them are going to be fun. They're going to be weird. They're going to be wacky, like me. It's hard to be myself in front of a camera, so bear with me while I learn. I found this at Goodwill. Isn't it cute? One thing you have to know about me, I love stuffed animals or stuffed little creatures. And I've never owned a Squishmallow before. I didn't own one when they were super popular. But I found this at a Goodwill and I couldn't pass it up. And its name is Mead. I don't know why this is called Mead, but I love Mead and I thought this was really cute. So I wanted to share with you all. And no, this was definitely not sponsored. It was just a little find that I found. So yeah, and it's perfect timing too since fall's around the corner. So, but he's definitely going to be out longer than just fall. Should I have him in all my videos? I feel like I should. So also you should definitely check out some of my other videos. I'm going to be posting the results of my prepping the canvas video. I started the recording of this video, so go check this out. It's going to be done in a little bit. But I have to wait till the gesso dries to finish that video, so it's probably not going to be done until later. So just keep an eye out for that video. It's a prepping canvas video, and I will hopefully link this video or vice versa when I finally get this edited and up to the thing. So what should my next video be? Comment. Do you have any questions for me? You want to know a little bit more about me as a person? I don't know, but yeah, ask me anything. I'll try to do my best to answer either in the comments or in a video. And let's be nice to each other. We're all just little artists in the big world, so let's do our best to take care of each other right now. So me and my new friend hopes you have a great day. That got weird. Okay, bye.